What's going on, YouTube? So 2 nights ago, 5:30 a.m., yours truly is out here tending to my mango trees, making sure everything was everything was good. Even though I knew the temperature was it was holding 40, 44 degrees, 43, 44, right around there, according to my weather station that I have in the house. And the thermostat that I have located right over here. That's a lacrosse. They're little gauges. They sell those separately. You could buy them, the whole kit, and then you could buy those additional ones. They're like 17 bucks or 18 bucks. They're handy. They're good. They're pretty accurate too. So the temperature in my area was 39 degrees. But my backyard was reading around 37. I had some spots over here that were reading, believe it or not, they were reading 33, 34 degrees because of the sky. There was nothing above it. No trees, nothing around it. So that area, naturally is going to be colder. The temperature within my homeless shelter / mango tent, the air temperature above the flowers was 43. And the ground temperature was reading 47, 46, different areas, 48, like over in here, because I had the lamp pointed down. I'm working with figuring out whether or not it's better to point the lamp down or point the lamp up. I think it's better to point the lamp down to heat the ground instead of wasting it, because the heat rises. If you point it down, it's going to go down, it's going to heat the ground, and then slowly rise. I think that's going to be better. I think it's a better idea. I got the 250 watt there. I got a 100 watt here on the Mame, and another 250 there. And then lights, strings of lights. I think I'm right around 1,600 watts total that I'm using, along with the 300 watt water heater, fish tank heater that's in the trash can. That's a keeper. That can did a good job. Excellent job. It was heating the water to 80 degrees, keeping everything around it nice and warm. That whole tent was holding a good temperature. It was holding 44 degrees. And that's pretty good. It was actually warmer right around where the mango tree is. Much warmer. I think it was like 48 or something like that. So that's good, considering it was 37 outside. So we got a 10 degree difference. So one of the things I wanted to talk about also, not only heating or not only covering, but also making sure that the structure that you're building, that you properly hold it down, because if you do not, and you live in an area that has high winds and there's no protection, that thing could turn into like a parachute. So you got to make sure that, for example, yesterday I had to roll it up to get the air flowing in there, because it was actually, I got an alert from my weather station that it was 90 degrees in there. So it actually hit 92 before I got a chance to go in there and roll it up. So gets pretty hot in there, but the trees like it. And even the no-see-ums, I get these gnats in here. I get some bees in here that pollinating, but some bees, they get trapped. I try to get them out before I close it up. But there's a lot of gnats everywhere, and they're pollinating. They're pollinating the mangoes. And look, if you can see, we got mangoes on there, starting to, little pea-sized ones. The Malika is flowering as we speak. Got some flowers on the Malika. Lemon zest is, you know, some progress. Very good. I had to roll it up. So what I do is I roll them up and then clamp it down. Keep it open. I don't want to mess with it because it takes me 20 minutes to put this, you know, up. If I didn't have a passion for this, if I didn't have a passion for this, this would be a pain in the butt. It would get old quick. It'd get old really, really quick. Yeah, it would get old really quick. So I try to gauge whether or not I think there's another cold front coming. You know, look at the weather. You know, try and, you know, plan accordingly, you know, because most of us, you know, we got busy lives, and, you know, my wife would be yelling at me, again, you're going to go out there and cover them up? You tuck your kids in, you tuck your plants in. So, yeah, anyway, also, too, since this is the north side of my cage, I put a sheet of plastic up so that the air will, yeah, so that the air from the north, that's coming in from the north, won't affect it too much. Also, the temperature over here within the coggshall cage, see what I did was I built this cage and I had this 6x25 frost cloth that I had from a couple years ago.
I saw tail, brown tail.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, the bunny one.
Oh boy. So what I did was I used this 6x25 and I wrapped it so I can keep this up, you know, if I want 2-3 weeks at a time, or I'll probably just leave it up. You know, it's not aesthetically pleasing. See, that's the thing, you know. I mean, people come back here and they look at my yard and they're like, what the heck is this guy doing? Like, what in the world? You know, that's why something like this you couldn't have in the front if you had a homeowners association, because you'd be getting fined left and right. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the temperature that's within this coggshall cage. I was finding it was 39 degrees in here. See, this tree got smoked last year. This tree was the only tree that I had an issue with, and I covered it. And I had 3. I had I had 2 frost cloths on top of it, and I was using a sheet of insulation, like R15. I don't forget, R15 or something like that. It was a thick insulation. It was like 1.5 inch thick, and it still got smoked. So this area, this is a cold spot of my yard. You know, when you're planting, you know, I mean, the tree loves where it is. I mean, it gets a lot of sunlight, but you have to consider microclimates in your yard. This is the hottest spot of my yard. Without the frost cloth on top, if I get the readings on that, I get up in the 80s, regardless of whether or not it's on top. So this spot of my yard gets in the 80s when it's 70. I should have, you know, clarified that. It's in the 80s when it's 70. So it's 70 degrees, it can get up to 80. So it's 10 degrees warmer in the corner. As opposed to some areas of the yard that just maintain a normal temperature, you know, basically what the temperature is what it is, you know. The ice cream banana I just kind of left covered with this white frost cloth. The Nam Dak Mai, he's in here. I did the same thing with the Nam Dak Mai. It's an idea, you know. It's 6 foot by 25 foot round, a 25 foot long piece of frost cloth, and you just wrap it around, and then you take a piece of frost cloth Like I have these rounds, they're like 8-foot rounds, and I just put them on top and I clamp them down. So it's done, taken care of. Like the rounds, you know, these rounds that they sell, I have those basically, and I throw these type on top of the structure itself. Oh, one thing I wanted to talk about too, you know, it's a 10-minute video already, is this Crisco candle. This was burning, I just turned it out. It was burning 2 days. 2 days. Crisco candles are keepers. Right, baby? Keepers?
People.
You're a keeper?
Yeah.
Are you a keeper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Finally,
Anyway,
when
another thing that's a keeper,
rabbit.
thermal mass.
I'm the cow.
Keeper. Thermal mass, is that a keeper? Keeper? Keeper. And this whole temperature in here, held perfect. So, if you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, let me know. If you like the video, hit the like, share it with somebody that you think may want to see it. And always thank you for watching.